Mostly choppy, though, coming from the Hurricane Harvey. Certainly a lot of uncertainty. But we've looked back at Katrina that hit North Carolina in '05, and we've looked back at Sandy, which hit the Northeast, particularly New Jersey and New York, back in 2012. And we based our estimates of what it would do to the economy going forward from here. And we're actually not getting that much. You know, we see a lot of disruptions, a lot of short-term disruptions on the weekly data, the monthly data. But when we start looking at GDP on the quarterly average data, we really don't see a lot of impact coming from, you know, what is absolutely a catastrophe in Houston.
What about the spike in gas prices that we've seen as a result of the damage done to the refineries and the shutdowns? Will there be a short-term impact on consumption?
Both, yes. I would imagine that, you know, two things can happen. The consumption certainly depressed. I mean, just think about how large a city of Houston is and how many people have to curb their spending. So that might be the bigger spending impact. But more generally, yes, you're absolutely right. We are looking at gasoline prices. It is a tax on consumers more broadly, you know, reaching well beyond Houston itself. You know, Houston is a major hub for energy for the United States, so it could have a lasting impact for some time. Now, we are seeing a modest spike so far on gasoline prices, and it's really the consumer's reaction to that. If they see it as a temporary, over a couple of weeks impact, it's unlikely to adjust or influence spending that much. If we see sustained, continued, ongoing increases on gasoline prices, that would be where we see the hit for the U.S. economy. That's where it is, you know, we are somewhat vulnerable given the importance of energy coming from Houston. At present, though, we entered this hurricane with gasoline inventories on a national basis above their norms. So we're not seeing quite yet the type of impact. Yes, they're elevated. We've seen somewhat of a reaction immediately to the bad news. But we're not seeing the kind of spike on gasoline prices that we would expect in order to force a pullback on consumer activity.